Welcome to another episode of The Couch Coach. You're about to watch a real, one-on-one coaching call with me and an Ivy industry member, which is part of our efforts to help flippers unlock their flipping potential. Ivy Industry blends a weekly mastermind with personalized sessions like this so that flippers can get the tailored guidance they need to reach the next level. If you're curious or interested, just click on the Ivy Industry link below and start your application today. I'll see you on the other side.
I would say become more consistent and become more organized, because I don't really track the numbers, to be honest, man. I do it more mental and I think that's what my business needs, man, just to be more organized and all that.
Okay, so that's an easy thing to solve. Are you at a computer?
Not right now.
Okay. Well, let me show you. You've seen the sales tracker, right?
I think I may have on some of the podcasts.
Okay. So I'm sharing screen. Just like first off, this is in the app. This is also available on the web. I'm just going to show you the web version.
Okay.
I can screen share the app version too. So anyhow, it works like on the app. It works on the web. It's very simple. Every time you make a sale, you come in, you hit sale. Maybe you put in the name of the item. Okay, and then you put in the purchase price, purchase date. So I bought it for 100. I bought it in, let's say this month is March. So let's say March 4th. And then I sold it March 11th. And then I'll hit, and I can even add which marketplace I sold it on.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'll hit save. Now you can see my graph is updated. And it will tell you exactly how much you've done in sales, how much you've spent on product. You can add your expenses as well. So let's say, you're paying for storage.
Yeah, right now I'm not really paying too much in storage, about probably around 145 for a 10 by 20. Oh, shoot. Yeah, sorry about that. There's a lot of hornets where I live.
No worries. So yeah, this will help you. And it's very easy interface. Gives you all the most important numbers at the top. Then it gives you like how many sales you made in that period, how many purchases you made, average sale price, average purchase price, average gross profit per flip, average net profit per flip, top expense categories.
I wanted to kind of get your opinion too, man. So most of my stuff is, sectionals, but I'm wondering, man, if I should try to spread out a little bit, man, because like maybe if I how do I flip this around? It's like for this, man, I've been kind of, so I got this brown one. I got this really nice dual recliner, man. Has the really nice, middle console, and you could charge your phone and whatnot. And I got this, and then that's another brown recliner sectional. But like basically what I'm trying to ask, man, is like I don't know if I should, like if I pick these up for free or like for such a low price, if I should also try to flip those, or if I should just try to stick to my bread and butter, which is like these gray sectionals, especially like these 3-seaters, man. These sell like hotcakes in my area.
So, last time we spoke, you said you're doing 10 to 15 flips a month.
I'd say about 10 in the last couple months, man. I'll be honest.
Okay. And then therefore doing about 5.5 thousand in revenue, and then your goal was to get to 8,000 in profit.
Yeah, about $8,000 in profit. But I would say between like 5 and 5,500, but that's for revenue, man. Not all of it's profit. I would say on profit it's between If I were to go on top of my head, maybe like 3 to 4 grand, because I still gotta pay for the cost of goods and stuff.
Right. I mean, your
But
predominant expense is storage.
I would say that, and then just the chemicals I use as well, man. I mean, I was gonna ask you too, man. I know you've done quite a bit of flipping. I mean podcasts with other flippers, man. And I love the podcast. I just want to mention that. But I wanted to see, man, if anyone has ever talked about like what kind of chemicals they use, man, or if it's even worth me even deep cleaning, because like I would definitely love to be like these other flippers where like they just buy a flip and they don't even have to deep clean it like that. Maybe they just vacuum it if it has dog hair and stuff like that. But like Charles, like literally what I do, man, is like, I got the chemicals right here. I got the purple power, the drill brush. I got like a $1,500 extractor for the business and the vacuum. But I don't know if that's like doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if eventually I should just try to get to a point where I'm just literally like a turnkey type flip. You know what I'm saying? Instead of always deep cleaning it.
Why do you think you're only flipping 10 couches a month?
I would say it's more of my lack of consistency, and I would say storage too, because I mean I'm running out of my parents' garage right now, man. And
You don't have a storage unit?
I do have a storage unit. It's a 10 by 20. It's about 5 minutes from my parents' house. But like I said, I'm literally like just out of my parents' garage right now, man. And I've been fortunate enough to not have to pay rent here, so I've been kind of just taking advantage of it in a good way, and just really stacking my money as much as I can.
How much money do you have saved?
I probably, well, I mean, that Arizona trip, man, that really got me. But I got about a couple grand saved right now. Nothing too crazy, but I'm trying to have at least like 10 grand of my own, like personal savings by the end of this year. And Oklahoma's a pretty low cost of living area, man. So it's like even a couple grand a month is still pretty good over here.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
but I want to get to how these other flippers are, man. Like at least like 5 grand solid in my own personal pocket a month, and then.
Hey, let's turn on video for a second.
What's going on?
Yeah, I just figured let's do it face to face. So I feel like, and you tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like you kind of know what you need to do,
Yeah.
but you're waiting for like a wake up call.
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's kind of getting to that point, because I do get too comfortable, man. And like I said, I'm blessed to have the family that I do, and I know a lot of people don't got that, but it's like I need. I feel like if I had more, like if my back up, if my back was up against the wall type feeling, if I had that, I know I could probably hit 8 to 10 grand easily,
Yeah.
But I don't have that, because I'm fortunate enough not to go through that at a young age. It's a good thing and a bad thing,
You got to get real. You got to get real with yourself. What do you really want, right? Because I don't remember exactly when we talked. I think it's been a couple months.
Yeah, it's been about 2 months, I'd say, like in March, I think, when we talked.
I think it was late, more than that. I think it was like January.
Was it?
Because the last time I have a text to you is January 8th.
Oh, okay. So it was towards the beginning of this year. Yeah.
June, right?
Yeah.
And when I look at my notes for what you're doing in your business, I mean, you've been flipping since November 2023.
Yeah.
right? And when we compare where you're at today versus where you were at 6 months ago, you had the same goals, and
Yeah.
business is exactly where you were 6 months ago.
Yeah. No, you're right, man.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's
Yeah.
changed.
Nothing.
So like,
Yeah.
you're calling me, hey, I want to like be like these other guys, and
Yeah.
nothing has changed.
Yeah. No, I
So
mean, you're right, man.
like,
Yeah.
that's the reality check, right? Like, you can't expect a different result and do things exactly the same way. Like, you got to do something different, right? And I can help you probably figure out like what are the things that you should do different, but then it's up to you to go and actually make those changes.
Yeah. No, you're right. 'Cause, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you can give me all the advice, as the professional. And
Yeah.
if I don't implement it, if I don't take action, then yeah, like it's just wasted.
It's not a lack of
Wasted thought.
information either, right? Like, there's a
Yeah.
podcast, and like you kind of know
Yeah.
what these other guys are doing. It's not rocket science, right? Like,
Yeah.
so, very first thing is you got to flip more things. You're doing 10 flips a month. How do you flip 15? How do you flip 20? Minimum, you should be flipping 20 couches. If you're flipping 10 couches a month, that's like 2.5 a week, right? That's not 40 hours worth of work. So that's
Yeah.
maybe like 10, I don't know, 15, 20 hours a week worth of work. And then the rest is like hanging out, having, and that's fine.
Well.
If that's what you want to do. Look, you're
Yeah.
20 years old, right? 20, 21.
Yeah.
Still a young guy,
About
you're living at home. I wasn't doing that much at 20 years old either, you know?
yeah.
So, and, but that was that was like a decision too, right? I was like, I
Yeah.
could go work like minimum wage and, be
Yeah.
like a busboy cleaning dishes at a restaurant. I was like, I just don't want to do that. I'd rather play like video games with my friends. And that's
Yeah.
totally fine at 20 years old if that's what you want to do. Just be real with yourself, you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, all that's pretty valid, man.
Yeah.
I think one of my valid things that I do want to say, man, is like I I've been noticing uh at least during the summer that it can become a little bit more competitive, man, and I'm starting to think if maybe I should drop my prices because usually it would be between 3 and 5 days, but sometimes it's like up to a week that some of these things sell. And I don't know if that's maybe one thing I should do because I'll be able to sell like a nice two-piece gray sectional between like 650 and 750. But I don't know if I'm getting it for such a cheap price, maybe why not just make a quick flip out of it and list it up for 600, and then if someone wants it for 500. But I don't know if that would be um a good thing to do.
I mean, it's, better to sell for more, but you also don't want to sit on inventory for too long,
Yeah.
because that, you're paying for storage, it's opportunity cost. Um,
Right.
like, if you're running out of storage, I would say go get another storage unit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a simple, like, so here's the basic problem. And I'm sure you've heard me say this before, is like you're waiting around for things to happen, whereas you should be thinking about how can I be working at least 40 hours a week? How can I
Yeah.
make sure that like I'm doing things with my time? So, for example, very common error, people's storage unit gets full. They're like, oh, well, I can't pick up any more couches. All I can do is wait, right?
Yeah.
But like, that's not true. Like, you could get another storage unit, right? You could optimize your listings. You could repost things. You could be working on your brand, be working on your Facebook drop group, right? Or people will get all their couches listed. They're like, oh, I'm done. Like, all my couches are listed, nothing for me to do. They go play video games, right? Also not
Yeah.
true. Like, if your couches are sitting on marketplace for a couple days and they're not getting traction, then you can relist them, take new
Yeah.
photos. It's more energy, but if you're really committed to being successful at the business, like, that's what it takes. The best flippers aren't waiting around for things to happen to them.
Yeah, and I think that's my problem too, man. And like I said, I get too comfortable too in this. I don't know um how to really snap out of it, man. It's just like I just gotta force myself to, you know. I mean, I'm I don't know if maybe you've talked to other flippers where like you kind of get comfortable with the money and like you become stagnant in a way. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah. Look, this is where I think you got to be really real with yourself. And like
Yeah.
maybe you don't understand this yet, right? Or like understand yourself at this level yet. But it's like, what are you trying to do with your life? And is that like, do you like what, like, I don't know, do you want to go to school? Is there another career?
Right.
Like you really have to think about what you want to do with your life. And then
Well,
that will
it's
reflect
because
on into what you're doing in your business.
right. I think well I definitely I mean if I have to get a 9 to 5 I will, but at the moment I don't, you know. And I had tried multiple businesses. Well, not I had tried multiple hustles before, man. I had tried the whole drop shipping thing, and obviously, you know, that's full of gurus, man, you know. And then on top of that, like I had tried I don't know if you know what wholesaling real estate is. Yeah, I had tried that whole thing, you know. I had tried doing the whole, you know, make money online. I thought it was so easy, you know, and there's a lot more to it. And then like I said, I kind of backtrack to when I was 12, 13. My aunt and uncle, they flipped furniture off a marketplace back in Chicago. And then I thought like, man, maybe I could just do the same thing that I used to do, you know? And that's where I got with couch flipping. Because I remember being 14, I would flip like patio sets and bikes and stuff. So it was kind of like the same business model. And then obviously, yeah, I discovered the podcast and whatnot. But, you know,
Hmm.
I think I definitely do want to build this bigger. I know it's been quite a bit of time, you know, but long term wise, I do definitely want to see myself still in this same business, the same industry, you know, because I don't see any other businesses where the profit margins are like this crazy. You know what I'm saying? I could get something for free and I sell it for $500 like within a week at least, you know. And I don't know, most small businesses don't start out with those type of margins, you know. So
Yeah, it's a great, I mean, I think you got it exactly right. If you want to do something entrepreneurial, that's a decision you need to make. Like, do I want to get a job or do I want to do something for myself? And how important is that for me, right?
right.
That's the first decision. And then now you want to do something entrepreneurial. What's out there for you? So on the one end, you have like day trading, cryptocurrency, and
Yeah.
drop shipping, Amazon FBA, maybe
There's a lot.
wholesaler
Mm-hmm.
real estate. Like it's very saturated with like gurus, information
Yeah.
products, rich quick kind of stuff. And you know, there are legitimate business models there, but it's definitely not get rich quick. Nothing
Yeah.
is.
I was only 17, like thinking I was gonna get rich quick off of NFTs and shit like that, you know. So, you know, I was younger and dumber, you can say, but it is what it is, you know. We all were at one point. So
And then on the other end, you can like buy a franchise, you can buy a business. But that, you know, you got to take out money for that, or you got to have a lot of money to invest, like at least
right.
$250,000, you know, if you
Yeah.
want something
Yeah.
entrepreneurial. Um, so, you know, like other than that, what is there? It's like, yeah, it's like flipping. Why flipping? Because you can get started with a little bit of cash and hard work, drive, determination. You can build a real business for yourself. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you're just consistent and you apply yourself, then yes, like you can be, you could make six figures a year just flipping couches.
Yeah. And I mean, as much as I do want to be a millionaire, I'm more than happy enough to make six figures. I mean, even making 70 or 80 grand at like before the age of 30, man, that's still pretty decent, especially around here. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm comfortable with 80 to 100 grand a year, man, you know. because that's a lot of money around in Oklahoma. I'll tell you that right now. Because
Yeah.
if I was back in Chicago, 80 grand, 100 grand, that's really nothing, you know. But over here, it's definitely feels like double at least the money, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's a good thing, you know. And I mean, do you feel like there's enough inventory around you?
so yeah, that's the thing too, man. I had left a comment the other day about how, you know, there can be inventory, it's just fluctuated. You know, I guess that's every market, but it fluctuates a lot, man. Because what I notice is people will see like me and my other guy and a couple of the other flippers, but we deep clean them and we stage these couches. These people, the owners of the previous couches, they'll have like dirty couches, man, and then they want to sell them for the prices that we sell them at, man. So it's like people been kind of catching on, and they're selling their used couches for upwards of $600 to $700, and I'm not really sure if that happens in other markets, you know, but at least around Tulsa it does. So that's why, you know, I've had to gone to Oklahoma City, which is about an hour and a half from here, and I pick up at least 2 to 3 sectionals, and then I drive back. You know, I get them for like $200 each, and then I flip them for like around 7 to 750, you know, with delivery included. And you know, I've done that a few times because around Tulsa, it's like they think they could get so much for their dirty couch, man. And then the scammers too, man. I can't even get you started on that. You know, you see so many good deals, and then you say join 2025, and automatically I don't even bother. You know,
Right.
so it's like, yeah, it's kind of struggling with sourcing inventory, man. And I mean, I'm trying to build a pipeline where I can source inventory without having to use marketplace, because besides a few, I've only used marketplace to get all my inventory.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm
What's
trying
your
to
living situation? What's your
say
vehicle
that
like?
again.
What's your vehicle like?
This is my baby right here, my Silverado, and then I got my trailer.
Okay, I see. Trailer plus Silverado, you can fit 2, 3 sectionals. Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with 3, it's a little bit sketchy. I got to strap everything down, but I can make it work. You know.
Yeah, 2 at least. Okay.
Yeah, it gets real windy over here, man. You got nothing but flatland out in OKC.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But I can make it work, like I said. Oh yeah, I was gonna get to that tangent. So me and my guy, you know, we were ex-business partners for a few months. We left off on good terms, whatever. But me and him have been talking about going down to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and you got to keep in mind that's like the biggest city or growing city in the country right now. So we've seen sectionals over there, man, for like $300, $400. And then if we get them down in price and we buy a whole bunch, like 8 to 10 each of us, and then we bring it back to the Tulsa area, it's about a 4-hour drive. But, you know, I just need quite a bit of upfront cash. Like I need at least probably a good 2,500 to 3,000 with the trailer rental, and then on top of like the Airbnb, you know, nothing too fancy, you know, just the Airbnb and whatnot and gas. But I need at least 3 grand up front if I were to make a trip like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I did the numbers, you know, it'd be more than double my money. So, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that actually.
Well, you just said you have 3 grand, right?
Well, I mean, you know, that's more of my personal money, man. That's not like, you know, just for. I want to start a fund for the business fund for that trip, you know. Like I have about 3,500 saved, but you know that's all for, you know, other personal things, man. You know, my bills, and you know I help my parents out here and there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's your go to Arizona money.
yeah. I mean, I spent a good 1,500 out there, man, and I had been wanting to go on that trip with my friends for about a year and a half too, you know. So it was definitely a trip
Yeah,
that I enjoyed. You know, you got to enjoy yourself too, you know.
it's true.
But you know, took me a bit of
Thing
snap.
is, when you don't have a lot of money, when you don't have a lot of money, they say it's like, all right, I'm gonna blow my nose. They say it's like harder to make your first 100K than your first million.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
And why is that?
Well, I just hear like people, like motivational speakers online, talk about it.
Right. But like, why is that? Why is it easier to make your first million than your first 100K?
I would say maybe because with the first 100K, you're just really trying to build the foundation of your business and your connections and stuff. Is that what, maybe something like that?
It's because money follows money, right?
Right.
So you need money to make money, right?
Yeah.
And when you're building up to your first 100,000, a higher percentage of your income is used to pay for your basic expenses and the things you want to do, whether it's like fixing your car or taking a vacation to Arizona. A higher percentage of your income is being allocated to just living your life.
Right.
And so you have less capital available to make money with.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So like once you make your first 100,000, you have $100,000. Now a higher percentage of the cash you have available can be deployed to make you money.
I see what you're saying.
This is why people never get out of poverty, right? Because they make a little bit of money and they spend money. And the younger you are, where you can like realize this principle, the better off you are, because I'm sure you've heard of compounding.
Yeah, I know Dave Ramsey talks about it. I watch him once in a while.
Yeah, the power of compounding. It's just time for your money to compound, and over an extended period of time, that effect is very powerful. It's exponential rather than linear. So like, and so if you can start being wise about your money at a young age and save that money instead of taking those trips, or if you're going to take those trips, do it like very consciously, and then like you're going to be better off. But I agree. Like you got to live your life too, right? You can't just be saving up for a future. Who knows if you're going to make it there? But these are the trade-offs that you have to be conscious about if you want to build a business. So I think especially short term, if you want to like accelerate in your business, you need to save up at least probably 10, 15 grand, right? If you want, like, because look, there's like two more levels of growth that are immediately in front of you. The first level is you just flip more. So you start flipping like 20, 30 couches a month. And you can get there just by working harder and getting another storage unit. That's the first, like the next step that you need to take, right? So if we have this conversation in 6 months, that would be the difference I expect to see.
Yeah, or at least doing 8,000 in revenue. At least that, I mean, in 6 months, I would like to do 10, but if I'm hitting at least 8, I'd still be pretty happy,
Yeah. Or even like, something like it's got to be something different, right? Like if we're exact same place in another 6 months,
you'll probably just tell me like, just don't even bother with couch flipping, like, No,
I mean, I would just tell you, you don't have an ambition to grow.
Yeah.
Not today, at least, right? I would tell you, and that's fine, right? But just be real with yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
for
deal with
sure.
yourself. You don't have you don't have to have an ambition to grow at this thing. Maybe this is not the thing that you're going to be really good or passionate about. Maybe it's something else
Yeah.
for you. I will say, like, a lot of people, a lot of people in life, in the world, don't have the opportunity to do something that they're good and passionate about. They just need to like make money to survive. A lot of people never reach their full potential. A lot of people end up settling. And when you're young, you have the whole world in front of you. But as you get older, your decisions start to compound on themselves, and that potential and that ambition that you once had starts getting closed off. You know,
Yeah.
you're young, so I'm giving you this advice. Like, if you don't want your life to pass you by, because you got to set that foundation for yourself now. You got to get moving now.
Yeah. Because
Because
I'm definitely
like,
feeling
well, it
that,
doesn't
man.
really matter. Right now, you're young. It doesn't really matter. But in 5 years, if you keep
Yeah.
doing the same thing, like, you're just going to be 25 years old, living at home, doing the same thing.
Yeah. No, I want to be out of my house by like at least 23, you know? So, I mean, I don't want to be in the same position I am today, man. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
But man,
Dude,
time flies, man. It's gonna be like 2 years since I graduated high school, or well, yeah, 2 years, 2.5 years. It's crazy, man. Time really does fly.
so I'm 33 now,
You're
and
33. I thought you were like 26, 28.
I'm 33. I'm old as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm 33 now, and yeah, I mean, I can't complain about my life. Like, I think I have a pretty good life. Not definitely the level of success that I want, but I have a lot of freedom. You know,
Yeah.
I'm my own boss. No one telling me what to do,
Hmm.
uh, and when I look at the people that I grew up with, you can see like who took the risk and who built the life that they wanted, who's able to go on vacations, and who's still
Yeah.
stuck at home. You know,
Yeah.
like, you can
Yeah,
see like
man.
what people make of themselves, and it doesn't have to be right now, but it starts pretty young. So, um, this is just some like general advice. I think what you need to do to get to, and like, don't worry about the money, just worry about the number of flips. Just start there. First, you worry about getting busy, and then you can optimize for things like price per flip, like, sale price per flip, etc. And
For
then
sure.
once you get to 20, 30 flips a month, then you can look at buying wholesale. And in
Yeah.
reality, that's the only way to really grow a couch flipping business, is you have to start buying wholesale. And you can buy liquidations, you can buy new in box stuff, probably gonna have
Yeah.
to go into a warehouse with bigger space, right? But it's like, this is inventory and space constrained business.
I was gonna I was gonna ask you too, man. My buddy, he's the one that's actually doing pretty good, man. He's doing pretty good, man. He's like 10 grand at least every month I know of, from what he tells me, you know. Um, but anyway, we've been kind of talking, man, and he's kind of mentioned the idea of us becoming partners again. And there's this warehouse that my neighbor rents out, and she's getting ready to kind of get rid of all her old antique stuff that she stores in there, because she has her own furniture shop. But she's one of those mom and pop shops going out of business. But anyway, it's 2,400 square feet, and she's only paying 950 a month for it. But
That's pretty good.
it's going up to 1,100. But even then, if me and my partner, or if we were to go partner, we'd still split it. But I'm still wondering if I should just more go gradual, or if, like, I don't know, a part of me saying that I'm not ready to take that all on. But I mean, I don't know, like, I'm just kind of confused, you know. I'm still kind of navigate all that, man. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, look, once again, if you're gonna grow the business, you have to do something like that. I don't think it's the constraint on your growth at the moment, but you know, like honestly, it sounds like you need a little bit of like a kick in the butt, you know?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes I find just take on the risk and figure it out after. And just being in a different environment with your buddy and
Yeah.
now you kind of have to make the money, like putting that pressure on yourself might be a good thing for you.
Yeah.
It's not the thing that's stopping you at the moment. So,
That's what I need, man. I just I've gotten too comfortable. I paid my bills, but even then, like it's not like a huge amount of pressure where, I got a mortgage or I gotta support a family, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, I've been blessed, but it's kind of like it feels like it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, not dealing with so much stress because, I definitely maybe feel like I need that stress and pressure if I want to become better, you can say.
mhm. Are you currently using a sourcing tool?
Not currently.
Probably should, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I
sourcing
definitely
tool.
should.
That's like at the stage you're at, if you want to go from 10 to 20 flips, that's basically what'll make the difference for you is using a sourcing tool. You'll get
Yeah.
you'll get to the better deals faster. If you feel like it's more competitive in the summer months, you're going to need that edge against your competitors. And frankly, your competitors are probably using a sourcing tool.
Yeah, I think my buddy had mentioned that he's using a sourcing tool, but he doesn't want to tell me which one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days I can set you guys up for an interview, man. He's a pretty good, cool guy, and maybe he'd be down to make a podcast with you. He's doing a lot better than me, man, and I know it'd be a good video for other people to have an example, in this business.
What's his name?
His name's Mauricio Golian. He doesn't make online content or anything like that.
Hmm.
He's just like another local flipper in my area, but
Just hustling.
yeah, just hustling. And then I guess the last thing, man, that I wanted to tell you is um I'm debating if I should start filing taxes because I've been, you know, on paper, just I haven't had a job, but obviously I've been bringing in money here and there. It's not millions, but still something. And I'm debating if I should like get my LLC up and running because my mom had mentioned that I could get funding, but I don't want to be in debt with a business loan if I could get funding. It's like I'm really, I don't know, man. I'm confused with all that too. I'll be honest.
Mhm.
I think there was a podcast with another guy who said that he didn't file his taxes too. So it's like, I don't know.
Look, if you want to grow a real business, you're gonna have to create an LLC and you're gonna have to get a business bank account and you're gonna have to file taxes.
Yeah,
If you just want to keep things as they are, I don't know. I'm never gonna advise you to not.
pay your taxes. Yeah,
Yeah. Like, but understand what that means. Like, it means 30% of whatever you make is gonna go to the government.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I'm just debating if I should just wait another 6 months, build up my cash capital, and then I could maybe do it.
Yeah. I mean, what's clear is like you don't want to wait anymore because you under that principle, uh, you're like, oh, I'm gonna save up money, and then,
Yeah,
but what ends up happening is like your truck breaks down, and the cash you saved goes to fixing, or you take a trip, you go to Arizona, and you spend your money on that, right?
yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
you don't want to wait.
Way
Like,
longer and longer.
yeah, no, you just have to take action. You have to be purposeful with
Yeah,
what you're doing. We have this community. It's like a weekly mastermind. We meet once a week. It's called Ivy Industry. And the cool thing about the community is like you see a lot of the same faces over and over again. And
yeah,
you can, call me periodically and see what I have to think. But
yeah,
I
for sure.
think to be surrounded by people who are doing what you're doing, peers. You can ask questions directly, and they're doing the same thing as you, right? And so I think it's an opportunity to be a part of something greater than yourself, right? It's like now you're part of like a team that is building together, even though, you know, it's like different businesses. It's kind of like you're there to support and uplift each other.
Yeah, sure.
Also included in that, like I do these one-on-one coaching calls, and I find that, like, you know, if people need to meet with me like once a month, once every 2 months, something like that, just to calibrate, give them a reality check and a plan that's more tailored to their needs. That's also included in IB industry. It comes with access to our full tech stack. I mean, you can think I'm trying to sell you on the tech stack, which obviously I have a profit motive to do so, but there's also a reason why the tech stack exists. Like people use it, it helps them in their business, saves them,
sure.
helps them find more couches. And then finally, you get access to our inventory opportunities. So we have a returns program where we partner with retailers, like right now, Castlery, Interior Define, Lulu in Georgia, Denver Modern, a couple others. And then whenever returns are available in your market, like you'd have the opportunity to buy that return directly from the retailer for like, say, 20% of retail, 15, 20% of retail. And it's like furniture of all different kinds, like stools, dining room tables, bedroom sets, sectionals, sofas, etc. And you'd be surprised on like what you can make on like a dining room set. You know, people are buying them for like 200, flipping them for 800 plus delivery. And then finally, we have liquidation.
But you got to buy them in bulk, or?
Oh no, it's the returns are one at a time. So it would be like a customer in Tulsa wants to return a sofa that they bought from Denver Modern or Castlery, and then you'd go pick up that item directly from the customer's house. So we have these like inventory opportunities. And if you want to buy by the truckload, we also have liquidation truckloads. I think that's a little far out for you, but in Dallas, actually, I have liquidation items in Dallas that you can buy low minimum order quantity. So, for example, I have like these pallets from Carrot Home, and and that's return inventory at 10% of MSRP. You could buy it by the pallet. Each pallet's like $500 to $1,000. And then we have inventory from Z Gallery as well. That's new in box. Minimum order quantity is about 20. So minimum order for Z Gallery would be like probably at least 1,000, but yeah, 1,000 to like 4,000 is what you'd be looking at to get some products from Z Gallery. So that's in Dallas. You could, you know, come with your truck and your trailer, pick some up, take it back home.
I think definitely once me and my guy, if we do partner up, I think actually, I mean, like I said, I'll probably keep y'all both in touch, you know, because I know he's already at that level where he can buy new inventory if he wanted to. So I'll definitely, you know, I could send over his contact info and I'll call him too. So well, maybe I can make something happen for you too, you know.
So yeah, look, if you're ready to move, we have an entire growth platform that, you know, it's like the technology, it's the inventory, it's the community, it's the strategy, it's the know-how, the resources. It's really everything you need if you're serious about taking your business to the next level. So think about it. You know, if you're ready to make something happen, I think I have something for you.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'll definitely have to think about it because, you know, right now I'm just trying to sell what I got right now. But I think after maybe about 2 or 3 flips, I'll definitely take it into consideration for sure. Because, like I said, I struggle sourcing stuff. So, I mean, I could definitely use that step up on that tracking tool or the sourcing tool that you got. So.
All right. Well, don't wait too long.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Thanks, Mario. Good chat. Wish you the best. Ciao.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.